Alex here with another video on high conflict child custody. This video is going to be on journals. What prompted it is just over time, sporadically, I'll see mentions on YouTube when, regarding somebody's custody case, or mentions on like Quora, or sometimes just somebody will, like a friend or even just other people that call me and ask for help. We'll talk about how they decided to keep a journal or their lawyer told them to keep a journal. I feel like lawyers might tell people to keep a journal because they're getting frustrated about all these things that are happening, and it's kind of something to keep you busy. I think that's why lawyers tell you to do it. Keep a journal of all these crazy things that your ex is doing, because it's going to be like better in court, when really they just want to keep you busy. Because I mean, my ex kept like massive binders of journals, and she just would put lies in them. And I don't know, I guess some people think that whatever you put in a journal suddenly becomes more true or more believable. I mean, it really doesn't. So I guess this might come as a shock to the journal keepers out there, but just because you put it in a journal doesn't mean it's the truth. And I mean, people should know this, but they don't, because they keep seeing it all over the place. There's only really two purposes for journals. Hopefully this video helps people get on track if they're one of the journal keepers, or sometimes I have people who are like paranoid that their ex is like writing all these things down that aren't true, and is it going to be like used against you because it's not true and they're writing it down. It's like, no, it's not really much different than them just saying it in court. It's still their word of versus yours. And the journals alone can't be used against you. Like, if you have an evidentiary hearing, you're not going to be able to just say, can you look at my journals, Your Honor, and then just not talk. That doesn't work, because you have to be cross-examined and all that. So it's just not fair to the other person. But anyway, this is going to be a really quick video. I'm just going to explain right now. If you're keeping a journal, there's only two purposes to it. One of them can maybe be used in court, and the other one is really just a personal one. So for people who are like really bad with dates and bad with times and bad with organizing themselves, a journal's great, because if you need to remember when something happened or how many times it happened, it's great for that. I would sometimes just like type in a Word document, a few things, dates and times. I would just keep tracking that way. I wouldn't really go all out. I wouldn't really think the judge was going to use it. It was just from my own knowledge. So, and I do struggle with dates and times, so I understand that. If you're going to use your journal in court, the only real thing that it might convince the judge is that you got the time, better. So like, I guess if your opponent says, how do you know that happened on Tuesday? Maybe it happened on Wednesday. Or how do you know, it happened exactly 72 times? You could be like, well, I wrote it in my journal, and that might be used to sort of persuade the court that you are accurate as to the times, or the amount of time something happened, something like that. But as to whether or not it actually happened, as to whether or not you're actually talking about real things, it's the court can the judges can just really apply the same logic to somebody who's telling a lie as somebody who's writing a lie. So I hope this is just, I really wish lawyers wouldn't just let people believe that whatever they put in there is going to become magically believed, because a lot of the frustration comes from that. Like, my lawyer told me to do this, and I just right away I'll tell them, well, that doesn't mean it's going to go anywhere. Going back to what I said, my ex had so many journals, they were fat, like a phone book fat, and her parental rights got terminated, so they didn't do anything for her. Yeah, I guess this is where I'm going to end this video. It's kind of an awkward video, kind of a quick video, but I really do see this all over the place. And I hope, if you have any questions as to why, really, if you have an attorney that's telling you to do this, you should ask them if they're going to really actually use it in court, just so that because sometimes people get really like strung out about it, because they get like this gigantic journal of all these crazy things, and then it's like they think they've got it, the whole case is theirs, and it's like, no, what you should have been doing is, the journal's nice, but what you should have been doing is like, gathering witnesses, or like photographs, actual evidence, not just stuff that you wrote down in a book, but like real things. Like, I could have used a journal in my case when my ex wasn't brushing our son's teeth, and I would have gone into court and probably lost. So I wasn't thinking I need a journal and I need to document every time she doesn't brush his teeth, which is what some people will say to do, and which is what some lawyers will say to do. I was like, I don't need a journal. That's not going to get me anywhere. I need the dental hygienist. I need the dentist. I need them to come into the courtroom with pictures and talk. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that wins. And then with one of my friends who won a really huge case, and her ex was doing all kinds of things like throwing the kids' backpacks away on the first day of school just to spite her. And she didn't take a journal to court. What did she take to court? A bunch of cops who were witnesses, and I'm not talking about the backpack issue, but other things. And a psychologist was there. Like, this is how you win your hearings. So, you know, use your journals. I mean, I kind of going round and around this because it kind of makes me sad to say this. I feel like some people are going to get really upset. But yeah, this is how you win your cases. You know, if there's one way, like in one sentence that I could end this video, it would be use your journals for your own knowledge. Don't get all like pumped up about taking him to court, because it's just they don't really help there. If anyone else has, you know, a difference of opinion on here, I have never seen a journal win a case. Never. But I do see them all over the place, like I said in the beginning, like on Quora and on YouTube. I see them everywhere, and I just kind of finally decided I'm going to do a video on this just in case this is something that people are like stumbling over. So with that, I'll go ahead and end this video.